Uh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ask TJ About Marketing. I'm your host, Terry Johnson from Terry Johnson Online. And I'm here today to talk about a topic that concerns marketing because it's Ask TJ About Marketing. So I'm here to talk about all the marketing questions you may have, concerns, things you may need to know. And this is the place where we're going to discuss it. So let's get into it. So today's question is, where do I find ideas for content to market my business or my brand online? I'm glad you asked that. Let's talk about it. It seems simple because the process is simple. You make some content, you post it, and you see what happens. But there's a lot of things to test in there, and that's where the growth marketing comes in, especially with the data. Because you're going to be posting things, you're going to be creating things, you're going to be trying content, video, stories, reels, whatever. You're going to be posting it, and there's always going to be analytics there to tell you, well, they like text posts versus reels, or they like a long caption versus a short thing, or they like you'll be able to see that because each platform tells you what is the best performing content in this time period: 7 days, a day, 2 weeks, 30 days. There's different, each platform, we've talked about that, the analytics. Each platform has different ways of showing you that data, but you can see it. You use that to say, oh, my audience likes this, so let me create more of it and keep testing to see if they like it. Or there's trends. And then here's another thing to worry about: the trends. What's the trend? What's trending on social media? What's trending with my audience? What are the things that they're watching, liking, talk about? That's another part of social media, social listening. That's what I was saying earlier when we first started. I was talking about X. It's still good for that. It's excellent for that because I go on there. I'm like, okay, well, what's trending? And Twitter tells me, and I go, well, what is that? And then I tap into it and I go, I see the conversation. Oh, there's something going on with 2 congresswomen right now. And one said something and the other said something. And now Black Twitter got on it. This Twitter got on it. And they're making memes and jokes and songs. Why is that important? Because the media is still on X. They see those things and they write stories. CBS This Morning, Today Show, all the news stories have producers that they scour social media for what is the buzz. What I think the Today Show has something called trends or buzz, pop buzz, or something they got in the morning. They do little stories about, well, what's the buzz? Because that's what they're doing. Media, the news media, they need content. How do they get it? Sending out the reporter. They used to do that. Go stand on the corner and see what's going on and report on it. Live at 5, all of that. They don't have to do that anymore. They go to Twitter, they go to Threads, they go to Facebook. They know where to go. These news producers. So thinking about ways of generating content to showcase your business online, it can be a hard topic, but it's very easy. You want to use what's available. Now, stay with me. What I mean is that there's a world of content already out there about your business, your brand, or your competitors, or just the industry or topic that you're interested in talking about content. You just have to go out there and find it. It's there. Now, I'm not saying to copy that. I'm saying to use it as inspiration. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use a tool called generative AI. Yes, have you heard of Chat GPT, then that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is TechCrunch, Chat GPT, everything you need to know about the AI powered chatbot. So we've been talking about Chat GPT since November 22 is officially a year. November 30th, 2022. Chat GPT first launched to the public as OpenAI released 3.5. So they didn't even start with Chat GPT 1. They just went, that's how many things were going on in the background that they got the level 3.5 and they made it public. So that's what it was, that it went public and it was open for the public, for us beta users to use it, because they had been secretly working with this behind the scene. OpenAI is the company that puts it out. And they put it out on this day, and people would, it was like electricity. The electricity switch came on. Thomas Edison did his thing, and boom. So think about the whole, this seems so far away to me. Is it just me? This seems like 10 years ago.
Right. It does.
Doesn't it?
It does seem like, okay. And I guess because there's been so many changes.
Can we call? I'm just, can you tell I can't talk? It's been so much that I'm overwhelmed. People in tech are overwhelmed. So you can, we'll talk about a couple of things that they, so in February 1st, 2023, this year, they opened Chat GTP Plus, because it was free before, because it was beta. It's still in kind of beta. They're not saying that, but it's still in beta. But they were charging Chat GPT Plus, which is their subscription, and you got the next level. So it was 3.5, and then they went up to 4, and then people that paid for the subscription got all the new toys. Here's another one. February 7th, 2023, Microsoft launched the new Bing with Chat GPT built in. That was a big deal because Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, and they put 10 to 13 billion in. We quite don't know the number, but they put a bunch of billions in. So there's a couple other things that so GPT-4 came out March 14, 2023. March 23rd, 2023, OpenAI connects Chat GPT to the internet. That was a big deal because before it had access to the internet, it was a closed section. I told everybody it was like being in a library. A library has a set number of books, but then when they connected to the internet, it was like, okay, the doors are open to everything.
Right.
So that was March 23rd. And there's a couple other things. The March 29th, 2023, this is when that letter came out, and like they said, over like 1,000 people signed it saying to pause for 6 months. And I laughed when I heard that. We talked about this. I said, so in March, they talked about pausing it. Here we are in November.
Yeah, that horse was down the road by the time they
that horse is out of the barn. So April 1st, remember Italy blocked, a whole country blocked ChatGPT. It's a crazy, wild ride, and it's all here. Thank you, TechCrunch. So you're going to get your ideas from what already exists, and then you're going to plug it into your favorite AI tool. There's a long list. Let me list a few. Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, OpenAI's Chat GPT Plus. There is Perplexity AI. There is Claude AI. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but there's a bunch of them. You could go and search in Google, or just go online and find your favorite one. Decide if you want to use it. Oh, I forgot. Gemini by Google. That's another one that you may want to use. So you want to get your idea. You want to get the seed of your idea from going online and seeing what's existing already, or looking at your existing content and saying, hey, how can I put a fresh take or a fresh spin on this? What can I do with this? I don't want to sound like my competitors. I don't want to sound like everybody online. Well, here's where generative AI comes into play and to help you with that process. There's been a lot of talk about generative AI tools. There are many. A generative AI tool is simply where you enter in text and you get more text, or you get an image or a graphic, you get a photograph, you can get audio, you can make a podcast. There are many ways that we're going to take this generative AI tool set and use it to make content for our business. This is the time now where everyone is using generative AI. So don't be afraid to use it. It's there. It has a purpose. It's there to help us create ideas and to flesh out and find out more about how we want to present our values, our content, our ideas, what we have to say online. So use it. Don't be afraid of it. Also, I want to stop here and remind you that you have to have the number one thing in place before you start talking about creating content anywhere is you must understand your audience. You must know what they want. You must know how they want it. What are the things that they're discussing? What are the things that are keeping them up at night, that worries them, that they're worried about? What they're thinking about, what they may think about. All of these things you can find out online by doing a little bit of digging and a little bit of research. Now, this is the hard part, that you're going to have to spend time digging and looking online. And you don't have to go everywhere. Just go to the major places. Twitter. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X. Instagram, Facebook. Type in some keywords, type in some search terms, and see what you get, and just start digging. That's going to be your place. You got to make that first hole somewhere, and it's going to be on social media, because more than likely what you're talking about or the people you want to reach is already online, and they're already having conversations about the topic or idea that you want to talk about. Another way to generate content ideas is to look at what the trends are. That means news, pop culture, current trends, current items, what people are talking about online and offline. Do a little digging. You're going to have to get your shovel and just dig in and just get in there and see what the conversation is about. And there's plenty of places to do that. Now, if you can't find any information out about, news about your industry or the topic you want to talk about, you can find a place to go to. And you can try Amazon. Yes, I know you're like, well, Amazon is for shopping. Well, everybody's there shopping. Everybody there is buying products. Everybody's leaving their 2 cents, their comments. That's a place where you want to go and see what's happening, what's going on, what's the buzz, what are they talking about. So you use social media, you can use shopping sites. You want to go where the idea behind this is you want to go where the conversation is happening, wherever it may be. It may be blogs, it may be forums, it could be anywhere. You got to do a little digging, a little research, a little hard work of breaking the ground before you find the goal that you're digging for, that you're looking for. Also, I want to mention there are some tools that you can use. Well, one is the big G. I call it the big G, Google Trends. Start digging in there. There are a lot of different tools that you can aggregate what is called RSS aggregators. They will go and bring the information to you. All you have to do is set it up with some RSS feeds or just plug in some websites, and it will, this tool, Feedly is one that I'm thinking of offhand, but there are lots of others. And this one tool, you'll plug in the websites that you want to keep up with, the news, the trends, blogs, whatever. As long as it's a website, a URL, you plug that in, And whenever you go into the app, it's going to bring you the latest news from that website or the latest articles, the latest information. So you may want to look into these tools. Google is one. Feedly is the one I just mentioned. And there are others. There are lots of others. So you want to use a tool that's going to go out and do the work for you. That's going to make it easier because you don't have a lot of time to go and search for everything all the time. So just make sure you make a list of those websites that are talking about the trends, the news, the ideas, the things that your customers, your ideal audience is talking about, and just go there and just keep your eyes open. Another place to come up with content is to follow influencers. Yes, there are influencers in your niche, in your industry, in your business. Find out who they are, and then guess what? You just follow them. See what they're talking about, because more than likely the influencer that you're looking at, they're going to already be on top of what's new, what's happening, what needs to be talked about, what your audience might be interested in, and you're going to get content. You're going to get content ideas from them. Another place to get content ideas is to think seasonal. Yes, seasonal, seasons, spring, summer, winter, fall. There's always different things happening during each season within a business or an industry that it will get attention for that period of time, but it's a way for you to make content that you're going to attract someone that may not know about your business or your brand before, because you're making content that they're attracted to. Remember, that's the number one thing. You want to make content. You want to put out value, ideas, information that's going to attract the person that you want to attract. You want to grab their eyeballs with attractive, engaging, valuable content. It always has to provide value. So you might want to look at seasonal things, seasonal trends, or just pay attention to what's going on depending on the time of the year. So I hope these ideas help you when you're thinking about content. Where do I get ideas from? I'm stuck. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to post about. I just don't know. So there are a lot of places to go to, a lot of things to look at, a lot of tools, and it can be overwhelming. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just pick one or two places, one or two tools that you feel comfortable with, and you feel like you can handle it, and just stick with that. The rest will come. You don't need to know everything that's going on at all times. FOMO, forget about it. You're going to miss some things, but as long as you do the things that I just mentioned, you're going to be able to stay on top of the major items, the major news stories, the major trends, the major things that are happening in your industry or your niche. And that's all you can do. What you don't cover or find, don't worry about it. Let it go. Just make sure that you're doing what I said, that you're hitting the mark with your target audience, that you're getting their attention. That's the only thing that matters. You don't have to know the latest and greatest thing that's happening online and social media. Hey, I can't cover it all, and I don't want to cover it all. But I use the tools that I have. I know I have a system where I'm going to catch the major stories, the major items, the major news things. Then I can bring that to my audience and make sure that they're staying up to date on what they need to know, especially around social media, content marketing, email, all of those things that we talk about on this channel. So don't worry too much about trying to catch it all. You don't want to catch every fish in the ocean. You just want to get enough so that you can eat and you're satisfied. So let's think about those things that I just talked about. If you have any questions, let me know. Find me online, TerryJohnsonOnline.com. I'm on all the social media platforms, Terry Johnson Online. And if you have any questions, any concerns, anything that's not clear, or you need more help, just reach out to me, TerryJohnsonOnline.com. I will see you next time.
Yeah.